Gerrymandering tactics. The primary goals of gerrymandering are to maximize the effect of supporters' votes and to minimize the effect of opponents' votes. A partisan gerrymander's main purpose is to influence not only the district and statute but the entire corpus of legislative decisions enacted in its path. These can be accomplished through a number of ways. Cracking involves spreading voters of a particular type among many districts in order to deny them a sufficiently large voting bloc in any particular district. Political parties in charge of redrawing district lines may create more cracked districts as a means of retaining, and possibly even expanding, their legislative power. By cracking districts, a political party would be able to maintain, or gain, legislative control by ensuring that the opposing party's voters are not the majority in specific districts. An example would be to split the voters in an urban area among several districts wherein the majority of voters are suburban, on the presumption that the two groups would vote differently, and the suburban voters would be far more likely to get their way in the elections. Packing is to concentrate as many voters of one type into a single electoral district to reduce their influence in other districts. In some cases, this may be done to obtain representation for a community of common interest, such as to create a majority-minority district, rather than to dilute that interest over several districts to a point of ineffectiveness, and, when minority groups are involved, to avoid likely lawsuits charging racial discrimination. When the party controlling the district and process has a statewide majority, packing is usually not necessary to attain partisan advantage. The minority party can generally be cracked everywhere. Packing is therefore more likely to be used for partisan advantage when the party controlling the districting process has a statewide minority, because by forfeiting a few districts packed with the opposition, cracking can be used in forming the remaining districts. Hijacking redraws two districts in such a way as to force two incumbents to run against each other in one district, ensuring that one of them will be eliminated. Kidnapping moves an incumbent's home address into another district. Re-election can become more difficult when the incumbent no longer resides in the district, or possibly faces re-election from a new district with a new voter base. This is often employed against politicians who represent multiple urban areas, in which larger cities will be removed from the district in order to make the district more rural. These tactics are typically combined in some form, creating a few forfeit seats for packed voters of one type in order to secure more seats and greater representation for voters of another type. This results in candidates of one party, the one responsible for the gerrymandering, winning by small majorities in most of the districts, and another party winning by a large majority in only a few of the districts.